So, first hive inspection of the year. Always enjoyable to have a look, see what the girls are up to. If you have a close look inside the feeder at the top, you can see there are lots of bees inside coming up from the hive to eat the fondant that we made to feed them with sugar. So let's take a look inside. We'll remove the crown board first. Just have a little look underneath, make sure the queen isn't under there, we don't want to lose it. No, she doesn't seem to be under there. And there we've got the bees. It looks a very strong hive. I'm very pleased to hear that, to see that so many have survived winter. Let's just lift one of the frames out, see what we've got. We'll try our best not to crush any bees because we don't really like it. Oh, look at that, solid honey. So they didn't run out of honey over winter, I'm very happy to see. That box which we gave them at the start of autumn is absolutely full of honey, so they haven't used much of it at all. So that's good to see. And you can see a bee there bringing in some pollen. So let's go down another layer. Still stuck together. Always have to be very gentle disturbing the bees as little as possible. And this is the heart of the hive. See, there are quite a few dead bees in the bottom that have died over winter. Hopefully the bees will clean that out themselves. Nothing on that side of the frame, near the outer edges you don't usually get much activity. And you can see there's plenty of honey in there, a little bit of pollen in one of the cells there, no signs of the queen yet. They're all looking very calm, which is nice to see. It's not nice having killer bees. As we get nearer the centre, you can see this is where the queen's activity is going to be, in the middle here. So they're more likely to get a little bit livelier as we get near the middle. And what do we see on this one? A little bit more pollen, there's some nectar in there that they're starting to collect. You can see one of the bees there with some lovely yellow pollen on her back legs in her pollen sacs. You can see lots of pollen on this one now. You see all the yellow, that's lots of pollen that they're starting to collect now. No signs of the queen yet. She should be marked with blue paint if the bees haven't licked it off over winter. Oh, that's good to see the queen laying. So we know the queen's still alive. The yellow biscuit coloured caps there are caps on top of brood, and as you look in the cells there you can hopefully see the white of the larvae Outside where the queen lays, there's usually a layer of pollen you can see, and then the honey goes around the outside. Can't just see the queen on there yet. On this side we've got the same, we've got lots of sealed brood, so the bees will really pick up in number soon. It takes 21 days for a worker to come from an egg into an actual bee. The queen's generally nearer the centre of the hive, so we could be seeing her any time now. Try not to squash any bees. And again we can see plenty of sealed brood, young brood. The workers there are collecting the nectar in the cells. And, oh, there's the queen. I don't know if you can see her. It's marked with red, not blue. There she is, trotting around the hive. She is the one that's worth a fortune. Without her the hive dies. So very happy to see the queen. We always mark the queen with paint usually, it makes it much easier to find her because she isn't that much different from the other bees. She's got a longer body and she'll be roaming around trying to find an empty cell that's been prepared for her to lay in. So that's a piece of really good news, being able to see the queen. Iris is very keen to show you another picture of her. She is, if we don't get too close it won't be blurred. She is, you can't mistake her. She's wearing a red crown. So that's excellent. So we don't really need to look any further in the hive because we've seen everything we want. We've got a very healthy hive. Again, a lot more sealed brood in there, so a really good queen. She's doing a really good job. Come peak season in summer, she'll have about 50,000 bees with her in the hive. At the moment, it's probably about 5,000. Always try to work nice and gently and slowly, and then you're less likely to go away with some stings. Same again, there's larvae in there, some sealed larvae with the biscuit capping of wax. So it's looking really good. See some of the bees with the heads down in the cells. They'll be busy cleaning the cells out, ready for the queen to lay in. Because when the larvae hatch, they leave behind a cocoon in the cell, and the workers, as soon as the workers hatch, the first job is cleaning out the cells, ready for the queen to lay again. So let's put it all back together. Trying not to squash bees, this is the tricky part. Like us, they don't really like to be squashed. There's a young lady there on my thumb. Hopefully she's feeling in a good mood because these gloves wouldn't stop a sting. Doesn't she look cute? Famous last words if she turns nasty. So, as I'm pushing the frames together, I've got to try and wait for the bees to just step out of the way so we don't squash any. Move them all up together, and then we've just got a spacer that goes in last. And then we give them the honey back. This is where it's so easy to squash the bees now. Not to crush too many, we're bound to get some. We don't want to squash too many. Come on girls, out the way. Come on babies. away. That's just a little bit of additional feed in case the weather turns and they struggle to find honey, or nectar to turn into honey. That piece of wood's unique, just homemade. It just creates space above these containers so that the lid's got a flat surface to rest on. And finally we strap the lid on in case we get any windy days. Just in case it gets very windy. Oh, put a concrete block on as well. And we're done, all safely tucked away. And you can see some of the bees are going over some beautiful yellow pollen that we've collected.